Hey, what's going on, guys? Bran here. Gonna do a budget elemental shaman PvP pre-BiS build. These are gonna be items from quests, crafting professions, and dungeons. So items that are very realistic to get from your way from now till level 40 with what we know and what we have in the game and the information we have now. Okay. Starting with the talents, I'm going 5 out of 5 concussion. This is gonna increase the damage of your lightning bolt, chain lightning, and shock spells by 5%. Easy pick there. We're going to go 3 out of 3 elemental warding, which is going to reduce the damage we take from fire, frost, and nature spells by 10%. We're also going 3 out of 3 call of flame to increase the damage of our fire totems, specifically the increase the damage of our fire nova totems, and we'll get into the reason why in a second here. We're going to go 1 out of 1 elemental focus. This is going to just help us with mana. The clear casting effect just makes your next spell cost no mana. Very nice, very nice. This will be proccing pretty often for us. Also going to go 5 out of 5 Call of Thunder, just mandatory talent here. It's just going to increase the chance of crit for lightning bolt and chain lightning spells, just big damn, and it also opens up a mandatory talent that we're going to get into in a minute. We're going to go into improved fire totems. This is why we're speccing into Call of Flame for the increased damage of fire totems. Improved fire totems is going to reduce the delay of your fire nova totem by 2 seconds. This is going to make this spell come online in a big way. Don't sleep on this ability, guys. This is a big part of our kit. You got a melee chasing you. You can throw down the fire nova totem and then just sit there and lava burst him in the head and frost shock him as well. And all of a sudden that fire nova is going to explode and do as much. It's going to be insane damage. You won't see it coming. Don't sleep on the fire nova. Keep that on a comfy keybind. Trust. Okay, also we're going to have Eye of the Storm. Now, this is going to be a massive power spike for us. I'm sure if you played the Elemental Shaman build at level 25, you had a big problem with spell pushback. You got the Hunter pet on you and the Hunter shooting you, and you're just not being able to get a Lava Burst. The 2-second Lava Burst cast all of a sudden took 5-6 seconds to get off. Now that we have 3 out of 3 Eye of the Storm, that is no longer a problem. We're going to be constantly getting crit, and this is going to be proccing every single time. And we'll be able to just cast through with no spell pushback at all. And then the most massive power spike that we get from our talents is going to be Elemental Fury. This is going to increase the critical strike damage of your Searing Totem, Magma Totem, Fire Nova Totem. Remember I told you about that Fire Nova Totem, don't sleep on it. And your Fire, Frost, and Nature spells by 100%. This is basically a 100% increased damage to Lava Burst all the time because your Lava Burst always crits. And now every time all your other spells, including your fire totems crit, they're also doing 100% more damage. This is insane, guys. This is why Elemental Shaman is going to be so powerful next patch. We are going to be doing ridiculous damage. Ridiculous damage. Now we also go 2 out of 2 in a Storm Reach. It's going to increase the range of your Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning spells by 6 yards. That's just mandatory for PvP. It's going to allow us to hit those hunters that are trying to kite us and stay out of range of our spells. It's going to be very nice. And then the talent that also helps us come online with our nature spells. We're not just going to rely on lava bursts and melees anymore. We're actually going to be a full caster. It's going to be Lightning Mastery. It reduces the cast time of your lightning bolt and chain lightning spells by 1 second. Now these spells are we get chain lightning, and now lightning bolt is pressable as well with this spell. And then we're also going to get Elemental Mastery, which is going to be a 3-minute cooldown, and when it is activated, your next fire, frost, or nature spell will be a 100% crit and cost 100% less mana. Most of the time, you're probably going to want to use this in pair with Chain Lightning to just do a massive amount of burst. Probably right off the back end of a Lava Burst, you go Flame Shock into Lava Burst into a Elemental Mastery Chain Lightning, and that person is as good as dead as they possibly could be. And now for the runes, we're still going to go the Overload, Wave Earth, Lava Burst. We're going to test the Wave Earth again, guys, see how that's feeling with the full Ellie build. There is a chance that it might feel bad to have a melee Earth Shock now that we're a full ranged class. We'll keep that in mind. We could end up swapping to Shaman Rage if we feel like we need to have a ranged interrupt in our toolkit. Keep in mind we will be getting Grounding Totem, which will help us with that. Picture like a Warlock trying to fear you, and you are like, oh crap, my Earth Shock's melee, I can't interrupt this, but you do have the Grounding Totem to stop it, and then maybe we just have enough damage to just front load all our damage before we can get it off and kill him. Otherwise, we'll drop the Wave Earth, go Shaman Rage, and now we have the ranged interrupt to help us. Now going into the gear. With this setup, we are engineering leatherworking. Keep in mind, this could change The engineering probably won't change, but the leatherworking might, depending on what other crafting items they add to the game. Keep that in mind. Now, for the engineering for the helm, we got the green lens. Now, this is going to be a 10 stam and then random enchantment. You're going to want to get either Fiery Wrath or Nature's Wrath on that. So it's going to be like, let me see if I can pull it up. It's going to be like 36 fire damage or 36 nature damage is what you're going to get out of that. It's just a massive amount of spell power. I'll personally probably go for the fire spell, the Fiery Wrath, because we're always wanting to front load our fire damage with the Flame Shock at the Lava Burst. Also, all of our fire totems as well will get buffed by it. Now, if you're a PvEer and you kind of like do a little bit of PvE and PvP mix, the nature might be better for PvE. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how our damage breakdown looks like in PvE. You'll easily be able to just pull up your logs and see like, oh, I'm doing 60% of my damage is fire damage. The Fiery Wrath is going to be better. Just take a look at that and pick this depending on what's best for you, okay? Now for neck, we get the Triune Amulet is going to be from Scarlet Monastery. Keep in mind, guys, like I said before, all of this gear is the most budget gear we can get. It's guaranteed gear that you can farm. I'm ignoring all world drops, all BOEs, all that kind of stuff that is going to be 5,000 gold on the auction house. This is stuff that you can reliably go and farm to have a nice, decent setup to start the phase with, okay? And then I'll make an updated guide on our full BiS, along with all the added information and added gear that they put into the game with the phase, okay? Now, also for shoulders, we got the Inquisitor Shawls. It's also going to be for Scarlet Monastery. This is 8 int, 9 spell power. Downside of it is that it's cloth. A lot of this gear is going to be cloth. I hope they add a lot of male spell power gear with the raid. That would be sweet. Perfect for us. We're going to go the PvP Cloak. It's just going to have nice stats on it. 8 Stam, 5 Spirit, 18 healing spells. That is the best we can get in the budget. It does help our kit. Healing ourselves in PvP is part of our kit, so it is a very nice cloak. Okay. Now the Robes of the Lich is going to be our chest piece. This is 20 Stam, 10 int. It's just so much stats. Downside again is that it's cloth. Can't do much about it though. It's just the best budget item we have available to us. For the bracers, we have the 6 Stam, 6 int, 5 Spirit, 16 spell power cloth bracers from Warsong Exalted Rep. These are the Dryad's wrist bindings. Now, the weapons, we have Hypnotic Blade from Scarlet Monastery Library. We have the Basalt Buckler, which is going to be from a Desolus quest, I believe. Now, I put down the leatherworking gloves, the crafted ones, Void Touch leather gauntlets, that give us, on-use spell power and also 1% chance to hit. But this is probably most likely subject to change. There's an alternative. The Bone Fingers that drop from RFD, 9 Stam, 9 int leather gloves are a pretty nice alternative as well if you are not leatherworking or... So for a belt, we have the Arathi Basin Rep belt. It's going to be 6 Stam, 15 int male belt. Just a good amount of stats, and it's male. Nice for the armor. We have the Stoneweaver leggings, 15 Spirit, 9 Stam, 8 int. And then for boots, I put the Goblin Rocket Boots, just to remind you guys to get those if you're going engineering. Those are going to be very fun to use in PvP. You can use them on Arathi Basin. You can go up to Lumber Mill, pop these in like a... and have some sort of a slow fall effect, like levitate applied to you, and you can float from Lumber Mill down to Blacksmith. It's a very fun thing to do. Now, if those are on cooldown, or if you're just not in engineering, there's also going to be the Defilers, the Arathi Basin Rep boots. It's going to be 10 Stam, 10 Agility, 3 int, and then it also has an equip run speed increased slightly. Now, keep in mind with the run speed increased slightly boots, all of the boots from Arathi Basin Rep, this does not stack with minor speed boot enchant, so what you will do is you'll instead enchant stamina onto your boots, and you can kind of double dip and get like 2 enchants technically on your boots there from it technically already having the minor speed enchanted on it. Now for rings, we have the PvP Rep upgraded ring. Remember to buy the upgraded version. I'm sure they're going to make a level 40 version, but we'll see. But this one for now is the level 38 one. Is 5 Stam, 9 spell power, 3 mana per 5. Then we also have the Lone Tree Circle, which is from a quest in Dustwell Marsh. It's going to be 6 Stam, 6 int, 4 Spirit. We have the upgraded version of the Warsong Trinket, the Rune of Perfection, 7 Stamina, 20 Spell Pen. And now I put this down just to remind you guys that it exists, but it is going to be extremely difficult to get. The best in slot trinket for honestly the entire expansion for PvP is going to be the title charm. This is going to be off of the coast of Arathi Highlands, from a mob named Prince Nazjack. It's a 20-something hour respawn, and it's just gonna be camped out of its mind. If you were able to get your hands on title charm, consider yourself extremely lucky. Is one of the most sought after items in all of PvP for classic WoW. It is just an insane ranged 3-second stun on use effect. You just can't get better than that for PvP in classic. Now your alternatives, if you can't get that or you're still farming it, are always going to be the Arena Grandmaster, which is another one that's going to be extremely difficult to get. You have also all of the engineering trinkets. You have the nifty stopwatch, which is from a quest in Badlands that you can get. It's going to be on use, increase run speed by 40% for 10 seconds. Very nice. Could save you in some situations. There's also the Arathi Basin rep trinket that's going to be just an on-use damage absorption. Very strong as well. And then, of course, you have your insignia, and the Shaman one is pretty strong. Uses on use, dispels all immobilizing, slowing, and stun effects. And then for our totem, we just have the raid totem, 2 MP5. If you don't have that, it doesn't really matter. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the video, though. Keep in mind, I will be updating this video. Just wanted to get a little budget video out of what gear I'm looking at to have on my way from 25 to 40 to start off the phase 2. Thank you guys so much. Keep in mind, I will be updating it. Be on the lookout. I'll be doing more guides as well. I'll probably do an enhanced guide here shortly, and other classes and specs as well. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any guides from me. Let me know what you want to see. Peace, guys.